In this lesson, we are going to take a look at the interface of Maya. So I'm going to hit on new to go into Maya. Now, when you look at Maya, it is really overwhelming when you just open it for the very first time. A lot of buttons, different things everywhere. You get confused, you don't know where to start from, and you don't know what to do. So the point is, you don't really have to be everywhere in Maya for you to get something done. You just have to focus on the particular thing you want to do in Maya for you to get something done. When you look at this part here, you can see that we have different menus right here. The point is that you might not find yourself making use of all these menu, and aside from that, there is also a marquee menu in Maya which you can get most of all these things from in your report. We are going to get to that in a moment. Now, for all this, you are not just going to make use of 99% of all these things or everything, depending on what you are working on in Maya at that particular time. It's what you are going to use. Now, if you're a modeler, you are going to stick with the modeling mode. If you are an animator, you're going to stick with the animation mode. So depending on what you do in Maya, those are the tools you are going to focus on. We'll come down to this part here. We have new scenes, open scenes, and so on, edit, so many other things from here, which we are also going to use as we keep going and create for you to create different things in Maya or different object in Maya. We have the select, modify, display, and so on. Coming down to this part, we have one important part of Maya which is known as shelf. Shelf is something that practically annoys me sometimes. I always hide my shelf in Maya 2026. I have a shortcut which I can use to just hide the shelf immediately. Normally, I don't work in a workspace like this. I work in full screen. I only just get all these bars at the top here and hide all of this. But because of this lesson, I had to bring everything back to make my Maya look a little bit messy, but just the way it is when you get into Maya for the very first time. Now, looking at this part here, we have the tools in Maya, which is very important, and we'll go through that. We also have the outliner here, which I'm also going to take you guys on later. When you look at this part here, we have the channel box, we have the attribute editor, we have the modeling toolkit. We are also going to take a look at all this, and at the bottom part here we have the time slider. If I'm correct, I'm not an animator, so I don't know what this is called in particular, but I guess it is time slider. Now, coming back to this shelf, you can see that we have different tabs here and these shelves. You can also go as far as creating your own shelf, that is if you want to do that in Maya, but normally I don't see the reason for that, but of course it is necessary, but we are not going to touch that in this course. And this big part here, or this big screen here, it's known as your viewport, where everything you do in Maya, anything you create, it's going to be here in your scene. So these are all the things you need to know in Maya. The next lesson we will go in and start understanding how to navigate the viewport in Maya and objects. See you guys in the next lesson.